Hey everyone, welcome to Toss the Pennies. This lesson is for week 5, April 14th to 17th, lesson 1. The materials that you'll need for today's lesson are going to be a handful of pennies, the Toss the Pennies recording sheet, which should be included in your packet, and a pencil. After going over this stuff, there will be additional papers, activities in your packet that we will be going over at the end of this little presentation. All right, let's get started with recording the total number of pennies that we're going to use. For our example, let's start off with 6. So on our chart here, we have heads, we have tails, we have a plus sign, an equal sign, or an equal sign, then a plus sign. So we'll be going over the differences of those two momentarily. First thing we want to do here is drop 6 pennies onto the table. As you're doing this, I want you to think about how many pennies land with the head side up and how many land with the tail side up. Okay, with this information, we're going to write it on the first line of the recording sheet to create an equation. So let's see. How many have the head side up? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many with the tail side? 1, 2. Okay, and we know already that our total is going to be 6. So we have 4 plus 2 equals 6. 4 plus 2 is the same as 6. So next step is we're going to continue dropping our 6 pennies onto the table and paying attention to how many pennies land with the head side up and how many land with the tail side up. Okay, and let's take a look at our second line here. It looks a little bit different from our first line, and I think you can see that the difference is that the equal sign comes first. So that means that we're not doing anything different. We're just looking at the total number first before looking at our number sentence. So if we have a total number of 6, we already know that we can put that first. So 6 is equal to the number of heads plus the number of tails. So let's go ahead and count the number of pennies with the head side up. 1. All right, and now let's count the number of pennies with the tail side up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we can read this as 6 equals 1 plus 5, or 6 is the same as 1 plus 5. After playing by dropping the 6 coins a few times, think about some of the ways that you were able to figure this out. How did you figure out the number of heads and tails? Were you able just to see how many of each there were? Did you have to even count them? What were some strategies that you were able to do? Did you use one amount to find the other? After thinking about and talking about this, play again with a different number of pennies. Some next steps after we finish can be to try some of these activities also found in your packet. Lesson 1 journal page and Toss the Pennies practice page. Have fun!